Hey everyone! Welcome back! I am back today with the season finale of Attack on Titan Season 1. You guys, I am so excited. If you're joining me early today, you know what it means. It means you are one of my awesome patrons. Thank you so much, and as always, I'm sending you those big old hugs right through that screen. And if not, still thank you for joining me today. I'm glad you're here. I do hope you'll consider supporting me that way. The link to my Patreon will be in the description down below. So, we have had quite the action-packed, I'd say, last couple episodes, but let's face it, the whole season has been pretty action-packed, and I can't wait to close off the season and get, hopefully, some resolution to a couple things, and to just kind of give you my thoughts on the season as a whole, because it's something I've been thinking about a lot lately. You know, share with you my favorite characters and things like that. So we had this very action-packed last episode where Eren actually kind of has trouble transforming into his Titan because he's still just kind of reeling from, you know, the knowledge that Annie is a Titan. And we get to see him, you know, finding out for the first time that the female Titan is Annie. And it's interesting to watch his thought process on that because we know that before this, like, he's just completely, like, 1000% driven by rage to kill Titans. But what happens when, you know, that line between your comrades and the people you care about or trust or, you know, are trying to protect, what happens when the line between them and the Titans starts to blur? It's very easy to hate the Titans and to feel this rage against them when they're just kind of nondescript Titans, you know. And I know there's a metaphor in there somewhere. I won't get into the deep philosophy, but I think it's interesting for this story as well that they would kind of present that idea. So, you know, it's funny because right before, there's like this random little cutaway, right before Eren is about to turn into his Titan and just kick Annie's butt. They cut away to like a cat, and I'm like, you know what? It's true. It's a metaphor for Eren because Eren has 9 lives. He, after being eaten multiple times, all these different things, he has like a whole building or something, not a whole building, but a large structure collapses on him and he's just like in the rubble and can't get out. And he kind of has this internal struggle while he's there and decides to finally, you know, just take this on and turn into his Titan and just like lifts himself up on this like horrifying like spike that's gone through his chest and I just found it funny that like they cut away to the cat 'cause it's like, yep, Eren's got 9 lives. I don't know how. I mean, I do know how because he has regenerative powers as a Titan. That's what, you know, gives him the ability to heal and everything, but it is kind of funny to me that he's just been basically like killed so many times, or like something's happened to him that's like a mortal wound, and or he's been eaten or something, and he's just come back from it. So I thought the cutaway to the cat was kind of funny, just like in my personal opinion. I also really liked how Hanji got her little moment to shine with her trap, which very nearly worked, and just her kind of getting revenge for her babies for a second was pretty nice to see. It's too bad it didn't work out, but I get that they had to set it up so that Eren could come in and have the final battle with Annie. So we still don't know anything about the basement. We don't know anything about Annie's motivations, how she became a Titan, how Eren became a Titan. I'm assuming that Eren's dad is the one who made him into a Titan, but again, like, we haven't really seen that. I just kind of put that together from the flashback he had. But we really don't know very much. We don't know a whole lot more than we knew at the beginning of the season. We know Titans eat people. Titans aren't what they seem. And now people can turn into Titans. That's about all we know. But I'm sure once I have seen a little bit more of the series and some of the mysteries have been revealed to me, I'm sure there's going to be like so many duh moments where I'm like, really? Like they dropped the breadcrumbs there right in front of me and I didn't see it. So I'll be really curious to kind of take a retrospective approach to the series and kind of go back, you know, once I'm caught up, kind of go back and be like, oh, wow, yes, I could see that now. So I personally cannot wait to wrap up this awesome season. I can't wait to see how this battle goes. So help me if Eren gets eaten again or something crazy or they decide to end me on a cliffhanger. I know they wouldn't do that, right? They're not going to do that to me. Lord, now I jinxed it. Well, you guys, there's only one way to find out, and that's to jump in to the next episode, the final season finale episode of Attack on Titan. Let's do this. We're starting out the way, we're wrapping up the way we started out. Oh, you done it now, girly. Oh, this time, Eren, don't hesitate. Don't, just keep going. Oh, no. Oh. That was just very bad timing. That he just happened to be saying that. Oh, these poor guys. Just even like, you don't even have to worry about getting eaten, just getting squished is a concern here. Oh man, this is so cool though. Oh, quite contrary. That's what I want to know. I wonder if Eren can do the skin hardening thing. Boy, they're not going to be happy with the Survey Corps. Oh. He's like, he doesn't even care. He just wants it done. Huh? Flashback? They're gonna destroy the whole city. Oh! Oh! Oh no, flashback time. What? That was her dad? Didn't she mention he taught her how to fight? Ooh, his scalp. Ouch. He's way too into that. Oh! Oh, you couldn't harden up for that. She couldn't harden up for that, could she? I mean, that was grotesque, though. cool, but grotesque. No! She's damaging it too. It's gonna crumble. Eren, get her! Eren's like, arr! Oh, dang. She's willing to lose a leg over it. She'll just grow back. No, she must really know she's done for. Oh, Mikasa. You should have never gotten on Mikasa's bad side. She cut her right below. Wow, look how smart Mikasa is. She cut her right below the hardening. For what? Forgive him for what? Oh. Oh. Eren, what are you? What is happening? They're what? How? Like a little dog eating something, like, no, don't eat it. They were fusing though. What in the world? How does that even happen? Oh, his face. Oh, wait. I gotta pause it here. The walls. One blistering night, a miner decided to dig under wall. Cena. Okay, I'll read it to myself so I'm not bothering you guys. What? Miner swung his shovel down hard on the rock. Shovel shattered, but the rock was unscathed. The miner sighed. His side was deeper than any hole he dug in the previous 20 years. So he wanted to get inside the walls, and he was going to dig his way around the wall, and the wall just was never ending. And even when he hit the earth, it wasn't earth. It was more wall, and it broke his shovel. What is the point of that story? Okay. So, is there really something magical to the walls? Because it seems like they're pretty easy to take down, but this story makes them sound like they're pretty friggin' magical. Oh, there's more? Oh my god. I didn't know this was going to be a reading class. Maybe we're surrounded by walls not only above the ground, but below the ground too, said the miner. Huh? But they never found a trace of the miner, nor even the pit he had dug. And one day, his friend also vanished, never to be seen again. What are they trying to tell me here? Are they trying to tell me that someone doesn't want the walls to even be known about at all? Is that what they're trying to tell me? Who's behind the walls? Like, who? Ooh. She's protected herself. Yikes. I mean, she's not wrong. Because they did capture her, at least now she can't go become a Titan again, I guess. Assuming they can find a way to keep her from doing that, she ever uncrystallizes. That is kind of a bummer. Oh, is he calling him out? But eating her wouldn't have been good either.
Eren.
な化け物になって巨人を駆逐したとして、それは人類の勝利なのか。
That's kind of a good point.
奴らは必ずいるのです。
Oh, Eren's hungry.
残らず追い詰めましょう。
So there are more?
全て。
Oh!
今度は我々が進撃する番です。
They have reason to think that there are more. Interesting!
調査兵団人類も自分たちが何に囚われているのかを知るの。まだ時間と犠牲の必要だ。
That's ominous. The key. Still got it. When are we gonna find that stuff out? Oh, man! Where she climbed. No way! Okay, you guys, let's talk because I have so much to say. All right, first of all, can we address that face that we just saw peering through? Didn't I say when she was climbing, I'm like, no, she's gonna damage the wall. And she did, and now the Titans have got a little peephole, and I don't like it at all. I might have to go back and watch that little tiny clip one more time after this, after I chat about this with you guys, to see if I recognize the face. We couldn't see the whole face. It kind of looked like a male to me, but I couldn't really see a lot of the face or a lot about it. And it was just for a second. But now I'm curious, because they did pose this question to us that there are other Titans living inside the walls. It's not just Eren and Annie. There are other humans that can turn into Titans, which would make a lot of sense. And I've been seeing for a while, haven't I, that the armored and colossal Titans have all the earmarks of maybe being like human Titans. I don't know if I'm right about that. But it kind of makes sense because they don't look anything like the other Titans. They're obviously intelligent. They seem to have more of an agenda. So now it's got me thinking about who else could be a Titan. So I really patted myself on the back for the whole like guessing with Annie thing. But now I've got to guess with more. So now anyone could be a Titan. Like anyone we've seen or haven't seen could be a Titan. That's kind of crazy. But we'll get there. We will get there. All right, so the fight was amazing and very gruesome, and it turned very quickly because Eren really got the upper hand pretty fast this time. I don't know if he was just more, like his heart was more in it. I don't know if he let some of himself slip away some more and just kind of give into the Titan rage. Maybe a little bit of both. Maybe he's going he's getting the hang of his Titan a little bit more. That's also a possibility. I did notice one thing that I hadn't really noticed before too, and that's the Annie's Titan did it ever get past, now I'm thinking back on the other episodes, did it ever have skin? Because I noticed in this one, Eren's, like, it goes through a process, and at first, like, when he very, very first does it, it's all, like, flesh, like, muscly, and then it develops skin. Annie's did not have skin in this, and I'm wondering, does that have, is there a reason for that? And also, does it have something to do with her crystallization powers? I don't know. I may just be reading too much into it. Maybe she's so powerful because she, like, reserves a little bit of her energy, not fully turning into a Titan. I don't know. I don't think it works that way, but then again, like, who knows? We really don't. So I am, like, actually legitimately shocked that the Survey Corps kind of, like, got away with that as much as they did. I would have figured they would have gotten in way more trouble. I'm glad they didn't. So now they have Annie in custody. Not that it's helping anyone, because she's totally just in her little pea pod. Her little frozen pea pod. So I wonder if she'll ever come out. That's something to look forward to, I guess. Let's talk about the mid-episode text. Because it was this entire story, and I didn't read the whole thing out loud because I didn't want to be, like, obnoxious, just, like, reading it loud. Even though you, like, can't see my face in it, because I'm just, like, mutter, 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 like, up at my screen. So there was this story about a miner, a poor miner, who just was like, hey, you know what? I think I'd like to live inside, I think it's pronounced Walshina, not Cena. It's written Cena, but I think it's pronounced Sheena. And so he digs and he digs and he digs, and there's just, like, no end to the wall, to the base of it. And he finally hits something, and it's just like, it's below him, but it's more wall. And it makes him wonder, and he tells his friend, is the wall not just, like, is it not just up around us? Is it all around us? Like, well, probably not here because we can see the sky, but, you know, like, below us? Like, now I'm, like, really curious, because I've been seeing this whole time, the whole thing just feels very contrived. Like, maybe someone intentionally created Titans, or did something to kind of keep people contained somehow. And that story just kind of furthers that theory for me. That, like, yeah, it's one thing to build a wall to keep the Titans out. Why would you have a wall below ground? That's very, very strange. What is beneath that? Did somebody put that there? Has that always been there? And they just, I don't even know. Is the wall magical? I don't know. Is it like a magical regenerative wall? Is it even a wall? Is it like a living creature that, like, every time the wall comes down, it can spout out and come back? I don't know. But then, you know, that doesn't make a lot of sense, because then the other walls that have been destroyed wouldn't need to be rebuilt. They would just kind of, like, regenerate like a Titan. Is the wall a Titan? Is it a wall Titan? Is it like some kind of stony Titan? I don't know. I feel like I'm reaching now. I've said ever since Hanji mentioned, like, oh, the weight of the Titan's limbs is way too light and they shouldn't be able to move the way that they move. I've said for a while, like, is the whole world like an illusion or something? Is this even real? Is it even real life? Or are they, like, being, I don't know. Now I just feel like I'm kind of swirling down the rabbit hole of crazy thoughts. But, so getting back to, you know, reality. So we saw some interesting, stuff with Annie's dad. I thought she had mentioned way back that, like, he taught her how to fight. And we saw a couple flashbacks she was having in this where he said, like, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I don't know if you'll ever be able to forgive me, but just remember, like, even if everyone else hates you, that, like, I'm the one person. I mean, he said, like, your dad is the one person, but I'm assuming that was the dad, and he was just speaking in the third person. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it was her dad. You know, your dad is always gonna, like, be the person in your corner. And now I'm wondering, so I have a crazy theory. So I've said for a while that I think Eren's dad experimented on him and made him into a Titan. I could be wrong. Maybe maybe a bunch of kids were just like bred as part of an experiment to see if there could be human Titans. I don't know. Maybe there was no making anyone into anything. Maybe like Titans started out as humans. And now we're seeing like a process of like children being born and they're like eventually turning into Titans. I have no idea. But then the other ones don't really look like these Titans, so that's a bit of a stretch. But my theory is Eren's dad made him into a Titan, right? What if Annie's dad did that too? Was he a scientist? I don't think he was, but maybe he arranged for her to become a Titan? I have no idea. There's so much mystery surrounding all of this, and we still don't know anything about the basement, really. So just have to wait and see. So great episode, awesome finale. It was nice to have a resolution to the fight at least, and kind of like have Annie in custody and not have it end on a cliffhanger, even though there's still tons of questions, maybe even more questions now than when we started. But let's talk about how I felt about the season as a whole, because I really enjoyed it. And I feel like a season usually has kind of like a beginning, middle, and end. And it's not that this didn't. This wrapped up, like they even started the episode with the same kind of speech that we had it towards the beginning of the series to kind of wrap it all up. It did feel like a story, like a complete story, but it didn't have like, okay, here's our start. Oh, here's like where things are going to go bad. Okay, here's it. Just the whole thing just kind of kept unraveling, you know, just repeatedly. And we just, you know, it didn't really feel like, and I'm saying this in a positive way, that it didn't really feel like predictable or like, oh, okay, well, we're going to have kind of like a mid-season reveal. I mean, we kind of did, because we had like the reveal that Eren could be a Titan, and Annie, you know, later on we had the reveal about Annie, but it just, the structure that it followed was so like, they're just kind of unraveling this long bit of string and I'm just chasing after it, you know, that it didn't even feel like, oh, okay, well, we must be heading into the finale now, you know, like how you can kind of tell sometimes like there's a certain amount of predictability. There was no predictability on this show, and I loved it. The whole thing was just like a constantly unraveling mystery, and it just kept me on my toes the whole time. For a season that had like, you know, like we had the flashbacks at the beginning of every episode and everything, like it didn't lag at all. Like there was just no lag. Every episode was, it may not have been like nonstop action, but everything was something, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure, like I was saying at the beginning, going back, after I know a bit more, like after like season 3, I'm sure it will have even deeper meaning, like even the little things. So I'm looking forward to that. In terms of characters, I really thought Eren was going to be my favorite, and I enjoy Eren. I like following his story, and I want to see more of it, but I'm not attached to him the way that I'm attached to Armin. Armin is completely in my heart, and he's like my baby boy. I just love Armin. And I think, I don't know about like absolute favorite character, but I also really love Mikasa. She has just been so amazing to watch, and is so, just incredible. And not only the way she fights, but just the way she handles everything, with like a cool kind of, and you can tell like she does get upset, but she's just Mikasa about it, you know, like, it's not that she has no feelings. It's kind of the way that we see them come out that I think is so interesting. You know, if anything, I'd say she operates very much on an emotional basis. It's just, you wouldn't guess that from her cool exterior. Levi is a character I would love to know more about. In fact, I think I have an OVA to watch about him pretty soon. In fact, like immediately. I'm going to be watching 2 OVAs after this. One is called I hope I'm saying this right, Ilse's Notebook, and the other is, I think it's called like No Regrets, and it's about, from what I'm told, it's about Levi. I know nothing about these. I had another individual send me the links. I haven't looked anything up. I haven't, so like I'm just going in blind because that's the way I want it. I don't want to know nothing. But I will be watching those two before I jump into season 2. So hopefully we'll get more about him. I would really love to know more. I'm very intrigued by his character, but I can't peg him yet. I don't really know enough about him to know motivations and things like that. I just kind of know he's there and he's cool and I want to see him more. There were so many other characters too, like to just go into every single one. I think you guys have seen pretty much my reaction to all the different characters throughout. Annie is another one that like, I remember thinking like she stood out to me a little bit, and now I'm just like, what in the world? Like I would love to know more about her motivations because I'm still completely in the dark as to why she's a Titan and why she was helping other Titans, or if that was really what she was after, or what in the world was even going on. John, I think, has had a really good arc. I've enjoyed watching him over the course of the season, which I did not think I would. They introduced him as kind of like this just sort of random like bully kind of character, and boy, he's been very, very interesting to watch. He's probably like the closest thing we have to like a normal person on this show, and just watching him deal with all this and become like a boss in his own right, I would say, because he's really had to, I think, like go above and beyond what he planned for himself. That's been really interesting. Sasha, you know, I love. I'm sure I will have more to say about some of the other characters we've seen as I get to know them better. Like I know them when they pop up, like Connie and Sasha and, well, before all this, Annie. But I'm hoping maybe we'll get to see, you know, get to know them a little bit better down the road. Because I think they probably all have some pretty interesting stories if you get right down to it. So all in all, I loved this season. Oh my goodness, it has just kept me on my toes the entire time, and I cannot believe I'm done with the first season now, but I'm really excited to watch the OVAs. I'm really excited to watch the second season, and then after that, the third season, and supposedly the fourth season is coming out sometime later this year, I believe, so I'm pretty sure I'll be caught up by then, so I'm just gonna get like a whole year of like Attack on Titan. How lucky. I know a lot of you guys had to wait a super long time, and I'm sorry to rub it in that I'm just kind of like powering through it all at once, but eventually I'll get to the point where I'm just waiting along with everyone, and then we can all be miserable about it together, because I won't want to wait to see more, especially not with a show like this. Like you just can't do that to me. I know some of you out there are like, girl, please. So you guys, I just had a blast with this. Thank you again to everyone who recommended this to me. I have enjoyed it so much more than I thought I would. I really thought I'd be just more horrified by it than anything else, and I've really just been genuinely intrigued. Also horrified, but very intrigued. So thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to join me for the OVAs and for the next season, and we will watch it together. Bye for now, guys.